Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Tuesdays with Terry. My name is Terry, and I'm your friend. I am excited to be here today. I'm talking to you live from Austin, Texas, right in the heart, deep in the heart of Texas, where the sun is hot, the barbecue is sweet, and all the drinks are free if you are hanging out with me. Today I want to share with you just a short little, this is going to be a short one today, so if you're starting out with me, you'll know you're only going to get probably about 6 to 8 minutes here, okay? But I really wanted to talk a little bit about referrals and how to get referral business. Now, I'm going to speak specific to the health club industry because I have a lot of my experiences within the health club industry, but you could probably take some of these principles and apply it to any other industry. You just have to figure out some of the nomenclature or the phraseology behind it. But I want to speak to referrals. A lot of times what happens is we ask for referral business, and the first thing that happens is people say, I can't think of anybody, or I'll get back to you, or can I take that with me and I'll bring it back and give you some names and numbers later. They're just trying to get out of there. But I think there's maybe a different way to do that. And so a lot of times what we do in our studios is we make these announcements and we talk about our referral program, a refer and receive. If you refer a member, you get the gym bag. If you refer the member, you get the backpack. You get an entry into the mountain bike or the paddleboard or the Yeti cooler. But the reality is when you make a large announcement and you talk to a lot of people, you're basically not talking to me. And remember this. Well, I said every single customer that comes to your business, they want to know that you're going to take a sincere interest in them personally. And so they ask these 3 questions in their mind. They never say these out loud, but in their mind when they visit your product or they get your product or they visit your service, more for the service industry, they ask these 3 questions. Number 1, does anybody know that I'm here? Number 2, does anybody care about me? And number 3, does anybody even remember my name? So just think about that for a moment. If that's what customers are asking us when they come and use your service, then what we need to do is take a sincere and a personal interest in that person, as opposed to making broad and general statements or announcements about programs. It's good to make those announcements, but a better way, perhaps, might be to talk to 1, 2, or 3 people and say, hey, Wes, can you and I chat for a minute after class? And then what happens is after class, Wes comes up and says, hey, what do you want to see me about? And I said, oh, yeah, great. Thanks for stopping by. And then I can talk to Wes about a referral program or some of his friends or family members that might be interested or have some of the same goals, aspirations, or lifestyle habits that he has. And the first thing that Wes is going to tell me, he says, well, I can't think of anybody right now, Terry. And I look at him and I see he's got his mobile device on him. And I say, everybody has at least 200 people, minimum 200 people on your mobile device. I know that you probably had lunch with someone this past weekend. I know that you probably had played golf with somebody this last weekend, or tennis, or, maybe it's your girlfriend. Maybe it's your significant other. Maybe it's your mom or dad that you think could use our products, our services. But I see you have your cell phone. Do me a favor. Scroll through that and look for, I don't need 20. I'm not asking for 20 people, Wes. I'm asking for 3, 4, or 5. I'm really only authorized today to give you 5 free passes. Now, if you told all your friends, I know you got a lot of friends, all 200 people, I'd go broke on you. I can't go broke. I can't give it away for everybody. I got to really just keep it down to 5. And what I'm talking about is the word scarcity. Write that word down, scarcity. You see, when things are of limited supply, the value goes up. And I get this question all the time, Terry. I hear people talk about value, 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 value. What does it mean? Here's what value really means. Imagine in your mind for a second that there is a scale. And on one side of the scale is a big stack of dollars. On the other side of the scale are all the benefits of using your product or using your services. What the consumer, or what Wes is saying in his mind is, I'm not willing to give you my big stack of dollars for these little stack of benefits. So if I can actually increase the number of benefits or the reasons why it would be good for Wes or his family or his friend to use my business, then what happens is he makes a laundry list. When that list is big enough and long enough, and he sees that list of benefits outweighs the stack of dollars, he'll make the transition and we will make a transaction. But you've got to provide the benefits. You've got to provide the laundry list and provide the value. And when we talk about value, limited supply of something, a one of a kind. As a matter of fact, I'm very excited today. I get the delivery of my 1969 Camaro. It's white with orange stripes with orange leather interior. I can't wait to see it, and it's being delivered in about an hour. I'm really excited about it, but there's not too many of those left in the country. So I have something of limited supply, and of course, the value of that 69 Camaro goes higher and higher the fewer they are, or the better condition or the better shape that it's in. Isn't that true? Ladies, when you buy an outfit or when you buy a pair of shoes or when you buy a piece of artwork, you see, if everybody can get that, then the value is less. But if there's a limited supply, the value goes up. So when you're offering people the opportunity for referrals, don't let them give you 50 or 60 or 100 names. Say you only have a limited supply. What is that supply? Is it 2, 3, 5? So talk about the limited supply. That's what I would talk about with Wes when I talk to him one-on-one. The second thing I'm going to talk about is the urgency. Wes, we have to do these. I'd like to get these done today. And the reason for that is, if you're talking to somebody that's just getting signed up, we do it when we take care of the paperwork. We do it so that you can work out with a friend or a sponsor and you can get in a systematic way of working out. And we know this for a fact. People that work out with their significant others stick with the program longer. And that's really what you're trying to do, Wes. This isn't a one-time thing. This is a lifetime thing. If you really want to stick to the program and be consistent, start working out with a friend or a significant other. I'm just telling you, brother, that's how it works. The last piece is, again, what I talked about earlier is the value. The value many times is a dollar amount. So what is a free workout worth? In Orange Theory, it's worth $28. If I give you 5 of those, I'm authorized to give you 5. Why, that's $144 of value. I know you're always interested in saving time and money, Wes. Can you help me out? We're trying to rebuild the business since COVID. Could you look through your mobile device and help me out? And many times, all of those sound good, right? So you've got to talk about scarcity. You talk about urgency. You talk about value. We call it SUV. How many people can you put in an SUV? You can put 5 or 6 people in an SUV. I'd love to have you get me some 5 or 6 referrals today, Wes. Let's go through that SUV. And I don't ever say that to him, but that's what I'm thinking. And the last piece about this today is I just want to remind you, is a lot of times people can't remember. So I am a big proponent of memory joggers. You say, Terry, what's a memory jogger? A memory jogger is a piece of paper that has 10, 15 people on the left side and 10 or 15 people on the right side, but basically not people, but memory joggers, like who is your boss? Who's your dentist? Who's your veterinarian? Do you have a pet? Who's your vet? Put his name. You have his number, her number in your phone. Who's your brother? Who's your sister? Who's your mom? Who's your dad? Who's the person that's in the cubicle to your left? Who's your boss? Who's your subordinate? Who's the person you had lunch with last week? Right? Who's your golfing buddy? Who's your tennis buddy? You're a stroller mom. Who do you go out and have stroller, go out for a little stroller walk with the kiddies, and, you go get a cup of coffee and chit-chat, in the morning. Who do you do that with, right? Who's your dog walker? Who's your house sitter? Who's your therapist, right? Who's your counselor? Let's talk about that. Who's your pastor? Who do you sit in the congregation with, to your left or to your right? You got some people. And when I've said all those pieces and parts, who's your attorney? Who's your accountant? The only reason I bring that up is because those are, in fact, memory joggers. And if you have a tool, meaning a piece of paper, that you can slide over in front of people, many times they can go through their phone. Instead of just looking at names, they can go through their phone and they can find out who their doctor is. They can find out who their dentist is. They can find out who their vet is. They can find out who their landscaper is. They can find out who their house cleaner is. They can find out these numbers of people because you helped jog their memory. If you want more referrals, you got to have a plan. You got to have a script. If you're not using a script, you're coming up with your own script. But I'm suggesting these pieces and parts: scarcity, urgency, value. Don't make broad announcements. Talk to people one-on-one. Let them know you care about them. Let them know you're taking a sincere interest in them and remember their name. And finally, give them a memory jogger to help create names and contacts for you to follow up with and invite and excite into your business. Get more referrals. Use these ideas. My name's Terry. I'm your friend.